The 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. Question 1. What was the 16th Street Baptist Church and what role did it take in the civil rights movement? The church was located in Birmingham, Alabama. It was of major importance because it held a large black population that attended the church, but was also the meeting place for many of the civil rights leaders. Another reason this church was important is because it was a major starting ground for the civil rights movement and had many arguments and riots take place on just the steps of the very ground of the church. Although this church was a major part of the movement, it also had to face the fear of the Ku Klux Klan, a group that would segregate the blacks. Question 2. What was the historical period that takes place during the time, and how did this affect and cause the bombing to happen? This event was taking place during a time period known as the Civil Rights Movement. This event in history caused great hostility between blacks and whites. During the time, blacks were free, but the Jim Crow law was instated. This was a way for states to pass laws that did not treat the blacks with equality, but did not segregate them in a way that would be illegal. Riots, deaths, and tragic events were happening all over. This helps lead up to the bombing. What happened the day of the bombing? The day of the bombing was a Sunday. It was Sunday, 15th September 1963. A white man was seen getting out of his white and turquoise Chevrolet car, placing a box under the steps of the 16th Street Baptist Church, and then soon afterwards the bomb exploded, killing 4 innocent girls, Dennis McNair, Addie Mae Collins, Carol Robertson, and Cynthia Wesley. The 4 girls had been attending Sunday school classes at the church, while 23 other people were also hurt in the blast. People go into a panic and an uproar is created. Who was behind the bombing? Robert Chamberlain was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. As the man who placed the bomb under the steps of the 16th Street Baptist Church, he was arrested and charged for murder and the possession of 122 sticks of dynamite without a permit. On the 8th of October 1963, Chamberlain was found not guilty for the murders and received only a $100 fine and a 6-month jail sentence for having the dynamite. This case was unsolved until Bill Blaxley was elected Attorney General of Alabama. He requested all of the case files and discovered that the original trial was withheld evidence against Chamberlain that would have convinced the court to find him guilty. On November 1977, Chamberlain was tried once again for the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing. Now aged 73, Chamberlain was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment. Chamberlain died in Alabama prison on the 29th of October 1985. On the 17th of May 2000, the FBI announced that the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing had been carried out by other Ku Klux member groups, also known as the Cabana Boys. It was claimed that the 4 men, including Robert Chamberlain, Herman Cash, Thomas Blanton, and Bob Cherry, was responsible for the crime. Cash was dead, but Blanton and Cherry were arrested, and Blanton had since been tried and convicted. On the left upper hand corner is Robert Chamberlain. On the upper right hand corner is Herman Cash. The lower 2 men are Bobby Cherry and Thomas Blanton. Everyone in this community was a victim, all suffering either firsthand or by the death or the loss of someone. But many felt the pain and suffering of the families and members of this church. Every black took it to heart because they knew that at any time they could be the ones to die. Also, it caused people to realize that the cruelty is not a hard concept to grasp. It affected the church because not only did many of their community get injured in the blast, but it also destroyed the church, seen in the picture down below. It also killed 4 girls and made many community members question how far the Ku Klux Klan would go to destroy them. What was the effect of this event? The bombing became a great example of just how serious and dangerous the civil rights movement actually was. Blacks would be risking their lives to fight for their freedom. This time where where Birmingham became Bombingham, changed the rate of the civil rights movement, went into overdrive and to put an end to segregation, and succeeded in winning a long war they've been fighting for their freedom. Many families were affected, and the community was changed forever. This event allowed the whites to see just how bad it was when 4 innocent children were killed and many were injured. People take away from this event just like any other horrific, horrible event in history. We question how anyone could possibly do such a cruel act of human indecency, but unlike an event like war, because war can be prevented, we have rules and laws surrounding all before anybody could go out to all-out war. But at any time, one person can shoot up a school or murder someone they don't like. Sure, it's illegal, but that won't stop somebody. The key word is that laws try to prevent this, but they don't succeed. Because anywhere you go, you will be faced with racism, segregation, murder, and hatred for one another. It is a part of the human society, and there is no way to rid the world of your inner emotional controlled self-demons. The bombing is seen as something bad and horrific that happened in history, but it also changed the pace in which the movement went, and it also helped speed up the civil rights leaders' actions. This is my first primary source, and it's pictures taken at after the bombing. This one is a man who is a bystander that witnessed the bombing, who just is scared and completely shocked that this has happened. The next 2 pictures are showing bodies being taken away from the church, and on the right is a picture of Addie Mae Collins' sister in the hospital because she was also in the church and was severely hurt along with her eyes, where she loses the sight. These 4 pictures show the grief of everyone attending the funeral. On the left, we have friends and family of Carol Robertson at the grave service in Birmingham. On the bottom left is a coffin loading into a hearse at a funeral for the girls. An estimated of 8,000 people attended the service. On the right upper hand corner, Dr. King said at his speech that he gave to the families of the bombing, "These children, on offering, innocent and beautiful, were the victims of one of the most vicious and tragic crimes ever perpetrated against humanity." And then on the bottom right hand corner, it shows a man digging the graves for the 4 girls.